Good morning, everybody. I'm Michelle Sandler with Shell Creative and Searchie Success. And this morning, I am so excited to have my friend, another Michelle Thomas with Wonderland Wellness. And she's back for her second interview. I'm so excited. This is a first with a second. And she's back because she has built, actually, I know we're here to discuss her second hub, but I know for a fact, actually, she's built more than two. So anyway, before we get started, Michelle, for those who weren't here for this first interview, tell us a little bit about who you are, who you serve, and what you do.
All right, then. I am Michelle Thomas, not Michelle Sandler, but Michelle Thomas.
Right.
And I help women reach their weight loss goal. I specifically target kind of two different types of people because I am kind of two different types of people. I help women get below 199 on the scale in an easy way that's maintainable because I spent 42 years struggling to lose weight and finally lost 120 pounds at 42. And I'm not ashamed to admit that I am now 50 and feel younger than I did in my 20s. So I help women that struggle with that particular piece. Mm-hmm. But in the process of all of this, I lost weight after 40. And that's when everybody says it is impossible. So I started having friends come to me and say, well, I've put on this weight because I just can't seem to lose it. And half the time it's because of hormones as we get older. So I coach macros, which innately, because of the balance and structure, causes a balance in hormones. I've been able to help women that have much less to lose, but they struggle longer and harder because of those lovely lady hormones that, none of us really want to admit.
Right. Yeah. It seems like none of us want to talk about it, but everybody deals with it. Right.
That's right.
That's where your name Wonderland came from, by the way, which yes. I love that play on words is, getting everybody into the 100s, right?
Yes.
Out of the 200s and into the 100s.
Yes.
So without further ado, let's get into your hub. Give us a tour of your new hub and what you're doing with this. I love this because there's so much discussion in the Searchie world about making your hub into a landing page, but that's what you've done with this one, right?
Yes, this one is actually my freebie. Mm-hmm. Let me share my screen here. This one is actually my freebie, and I have a landing page that will actually take them to register. And then once they've registered and they are, I'm moving things around here because everything's in the way. Once they're registered, they'll come in here. And the great thing about this is it gives them a chance to get to know me as a person. Mm-hmm. I love the fact that we can put a GIF up here. Look
at you going at your weights. It's awesome.
Yes. This is a GIF that actually in the corner says, I became a weightlifter because I was that kid that skipped PE. I absolutely hated anything physical activity. Yeah. But this is a video that my daughter took that I turned into a GIF, and it's up there in the corner, just to be kind of a goofball. But yep. Through this whole entire process, they can get to know me, mm-hmm. and they can learn something. Mm-hmm. So it tells them what macros are, because a lot of people that come into my world have no flipping clue what mm-hmm. a macro is. Mm-hmm. And I'm able to talk to them and explain. And then I go through and I give them the ability to use my favorite tracking tool, which is MyFitnessPal. So I actually teach them and coach them on it. Mm-hmm. And then down here, I take them to a second page where we talk about what happens beyond tracking. Because in reality, until you know how to track your food, macros are challenging. Mm-hmm. So I take everybody through I start the first of every month and go through 21 days of tracking in my Facebook group. Mm-hmm. So if they've come this far, they know how to use MyFitnessPal. They know that I think tracking is extremely important. And then I give them some choices. But before they actually make the choice, I get to share with them a video from someone who has actually completed the program and is still using macros and is still having amazing success. And she actually thought she was a binge eater before she did the program. And then she just figured out she was eating too little. Her hormones were crazy and wonky and making her crave things that she no longer craves because she went through the program.
Wow. Great testimonial, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So I'm able to share that video testimonial that she very kindly gave me. And then at the bottom, I give them choices. They can join my free community or my Facebook group, or they can take my 4-week program, or they can learn more about my 4-week program, which is Become a Macro Unicorn. Because if you can't tell between the blanket behind me,
there's something unicorn going on here.
There might be a unicorn theme going on, but I have loved unicorns since I was like 9. So I have an entire collection. This is just a small part of it. And so I keep the fun going by calling it Become a Macro Unicorn.
That's great. That's great. Wonderful. I love it. I love that, you're kind of taking people through a process here and, sort of guiding them through first, it's like a story and then, a process. It's, for those of out there want to call it a funnel, you're taking them through this little funnel.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, as I was designing this, because, that's one of the tips I have for Searchie. And I know you're going to ask me, but I'm going to jump.
Yeah, so you're going to go for it.
Okay. So as I designed this, I actually sat back and thought, what do they need to know first? And really what they need to know first is what the heck a macro is. So that is the very first thing I talk about here. And then as I go through, I'm like, okay, well, they know what a macro is. How can I help them with this? So I talk about how I can help them with this. How do they get started with macros? And then I give them value. I show them how to set up the application. I show them the correct way to weigh food, which there really is a correct way and nobody wants to admit it, but it doesn't have to be crazy and extreme. So I talk about that in my somewhat messy kitchen under food tips and tricks. And then in the third one, I teach them how to actually track their food. So I'm actually going through this process of what do they need to know in order to even get started? Because then, and I'm going to be 100% honest, I'm recording another video to go in here yet. But this particular video takes them through the actual process of calculating their own macros. But I highlight that every calculator you go to is going to be different. And the calculator that I created actually takes into account that we have wonky hormones as older women, and it actually is set up to balance out hormones. Right. The perk of having a husband that's a chiropractor and being a math major in college is I'm not afraid of formulas. So I was able to tweak it.
Yeah. So, and which goes to the point too, which I love. I always tell this to people too, to get something out, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can still be working on it. You can still, like people say this to me all the time. Oh, I don't want to put my hub up because it's not done. Get the dang thing up. You don't have to have it 100% done. Just get it up. You can finish. You can be working on other videos while it's out there. It's okay.
This is actually Facebook Lives that I've done in my group that I pop in here. So none of the videos in here are actually things that I've recorded specifically for this hub. These are videos that have been tried and true. And already brought people into my world.
Yeah, awesome.
So they're not perfect.
Love it.
But if I script things, I trip over my words. And so it's better for me to do it this way.
Yeah, great.
So
what do you have coming up that you want to tell our audience about? I always love opening that up to everybody.
Yes. I have a new Become a Macro Unicorn coming up not this Monday, but the following Monday. We're not even going to try dates.
I know. What are dates in pandemic world, right? I mean,
That's right. That's right. This week, I'm actually going through a macros 101 starting Monday
Mhm.
live in my Facebook group.
Okay.
And they can find that just by, I don't know, do you want the link or it's?
Yeah, give it to everybody. Give it to
All
everybody.
right. It is, to get to that, you just go to wonderlandwellness.net, and that's ONEDERLAND
Okay.
wellness.net.
I'll
And
put that,
there's
up in the when I put up the video, I'll put it up for everybody.
yes,
So make
there's
sure.
actually a pop-up on that screen.
Oh,
Because,
excellent.
or you can go to /macros 101. That will put you into the stream of emails that will remind you to go in and check every day, because we all forget those things. And but that will show you this process done in a Facebook group versus done in a Searchie hub. So it could be very helpful to see how you can take what you're doing in a Facebook group and turning that process into a Searchie hub.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so any last words or anything you want to say before we head out?
Yes, get your hubs out there. They're easy. I put this together in a weekend.
That's
It is
awesome.
not difficult. Just follow the steps that they want to take or that you want them to take and put it in a step-by-step process.
Yeah. And one of the things I love about it is it's easy to change. Like if you're like, oh, nope, I don't want to do that. It's easy to change after you go back,
Yeah, like I'm not totally sure I like that black background with that blue. I'm still thinking on it, but I can go make a graphic to put back there. So
easy to change. Easy to change. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Easy. So
well, thank you so much for being with us. As always, Michelle and I met about a year ago around this time.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been a year. So it's always lovely seeing you and catching up with you. And thanks for being a part of Searchie's success. And to everybody out there, be like Michelle, get building your hubs, get your stuff out there, and help us get the word out about this amazing thing that she has going on. She's helping women get sane about all this stuff we have going on in our heads and with our bodies. So help us get some word out about this so they can feel better about themselves and live healthier lives. That'd be a secondary bonus to building awesome hubs and Searchie's success. So all you people out there, get your hubs going, show us some of your success. We love seeing it, and see you next time. And thanks again, Michelle.
Thanks, Michelle. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.